What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Work Knife Balance. We've got a fun short video for y'all today. We're just going to be doing a review on one of the Migurons that we had in the unboxing video. But before we get started with that, I want to go ahead and say thank you to anybody who has already liked and subscribed to our channel. If you haven't, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below or the little logo in the corner. That'll subscribe you to our channel and let you know when we make content. We're going to continue to make content. We'd love for you to see it, comment, like, do all the fun stuff and everything. Also, we are now on Instagram, so feel free to head over to Instagram and follow us there. It's WorkKnifeBalance939 on Instagram. We post our videos, we post stories when we post new videos up there, so you can kind of see that, link over and see when we've got stuff coming out. There'll also be some sweet pictures that we'll be taking and putting up there so you can kind of see the collection start to evolve and develop over time, which is something that's cool. And then more than anything, it's a way for us to connect and communicate with y'all. You can reach out, let us know what you want to see, what you don't want to see, what you like, what you don't like. But I've done enough talking. We're already a minute into this video. Let's dive into the knife because that's what y'all came here to see anyways. So today we are going to be looking at the Miguron Akri knife. And I don't know if I'm actually saying that right, but I absolutely love this guy right here. This is fantastic. So if you've seen our Miguron unboxing video, we went through 3 Migurons and an Amate, which is the same company, just more premium. This is the one that I opened first, and I was very impressed with this knife right from the beginning. But before we get into any of my opinions, let's go ahead and just do a measurement and some comparison side by side real quick. We are looking at an overall tip to tail length of about just a little over 8 1/4, so we'll say 8.3, 8.35. Blade length, we are looking at about 3.75, and on the cutting edge, we're looking at about 3.5 there. So it is definitely a full-size knife. It's going to be much larger than some things that we've seen on this channel and carried, but we'll go our side-by-side comparisons, and you can let me know what you think. Right there, we got the Ontario Rat 1 and the Ontario Rat 2 down below. So it is going to be a larger knife sitting in that Rat 1 size category right there. We'll go ahead and pull out the Spyderco PM2 as well, so you can see the big boys down in there with the Miguron. Looks like we got a very, very close comparison to that Ontario Rat 1. A larger blade than the Para 2 right there, but the profile is going to be similar too. And then we'll just go ahead and put out the Para 3 because that is a very popular knife that I know a lot of you have as well. So it's going to be larger than that Para 3 in comparison as we go through that. It is a liner lock similar to the Rat 1, but it is going to be a little bit thicker of a knife. So if you look at it here in your pocket carry, you've got more girth on that the Akri from Miguron right here. Not necessarily a lot thicker, but it is thicker, and it's going to carry a little bit thicker because so. Some really nice things that Miguron's doing with this knife right here. One, I absolutely love the blade profile. This is a really nice drop point blade. You've got a good swedge to the top. You've got a hollow grind coming through here. A really nice blade stock on the back. I don't have calipers to like measure it, but I believe if I remember right, the blade thickness was around 0.13. So it's inches, so that's going to be a much larger blade thickness right there. It's going to be a really, really, really nice blade, and it's going to have a lot of stability and strength to it because of it. But with that hollow grind, you get a good sliciness coming through here. It's a pretty fantastic blade all in itself. It is 14C28, so we've talked about this in some of the other videos too. In my opinion, 14C28N is going to be the highest quality budget steel. I think it's the easiest way to say it. It's the highest quality budget steel, the most premium budget steel out there, in my opinion. So I'm in no way an expert. I'm just someone who reviews knives and has knives and likes them. And from my experience, that has been something that I would say is the most premium of budget steels there. So yeah, we do have G10, black G10 scales. And if you look at this, I really like, it looks almost like a wood grain pattern that they put on the G10 here. And so I really like that. It just kind of brings a different aesthetic to it rather than traditional G10 or like on the G10 for the Model 2 right here, or the Spyderco, you just get that like grippiness to it. This kind of just brings a little bit more to the aesthetics, and it feels fantastic. It is not a hard or rough knife by any means. It is a smooth, soft feel, but you still have really good ergos and really good grip. You do have a little bit of jimping on the back here, and that was from the front flipper. I would have loved to see a little bit more jimping just coming down here. Not because you're going to use it on the front flip side, but you could definitely use it up here with your thumb. You don't ever really need to choke up on the knife all the way up here by any means because you've got so much in the knife. It's got a really good handle here. I have medium to large hands, I would say, and this fits fantastic in my hand, both directions, both front and back carry there, and you get really good feel because of it as well. We do have the liner lock, as we've talked about. It is not an inset liner lock, so it is going to be thicker just because of that. But I mean, for as beefy, as girthy as this knife is, it does not feel big. It doesn't feel heavy. It feels like a pen knife almost. I mean, it's small, it's slim, it's sleek. Got really nice lines to it. It's exclusively a front flipper, so you see me continuing to try and do those front flips because that's all it is. There's no other way to open this, so if you don't know how to do a front flip, this is a knife that I would say buy because the action on it is fantastic. It is so easy to get in here and do these front flips. This is a great knife to learn how to do a front flip on. And then it has a really good detent brake there, so your detent brakes right here, and then put a little bit of oil in it, you can see that shut down. Does come fairly close to center. It is kind of hugging this show side over here a little bit, but it does come fairly close to centered, and that's just mine. Yours might be dead nuts centered on right there as well. I love the accent on the pivot collar on the backside here, so that way it's not all blacked out. I really like that they went with the satin finish on the black blade as well. I think too often we see like a coated black blade or a stonewash blade on the black G10 just because you get all the darker colors together. This knife to me, this is going to sound silly, but this knife to me looks like a knife that like James Bond would have in his like coat pocket. You've got the gold color on the backside, you've got the shiny satin finish to it, and then you've got the black sleekness with the lines. I mean, this is a fantastic looking knife. This is a really nice knife. This will be the knife that I carry when I go to weddings. It's going to be big, it's going to be nice, and it also has an amazing price point, so I don't have to worry about it by any means. These are coming in at about $48. We will go ahead and put some links down below so you can check those out. As always, if you follow any of those links, and they're the Amazon links, they do support our channel. We absolutely love the support. So please, if you can, use those links. If you don't want to, that's completely fine. It's up to you, and it's not going to hurt our feelings one way or another. So yeah, the one thing I would say they could do, and they've done it on their other knives, is make it ambidextrous. So this is not ambidextrous. It's only carried on the one side. So that's a little bit of a bummer for lefties, but it is still a fantastic knife. And if you're a lefty and you know how to use your right hand, this is a good knife to get. So yeah, you have a little collar or lanyard hole right here on the backside through the backspacer here. I would have loved to see this knife without it. I don't think this is a knife that you need to put a lanyard on. And personally, I'm not a big lanyard guy. I have knives with lanyards, and some of them look fantastic with it. Other knives, I think, lanyards are just there because it was something we did in the late 90s, early 2000s, and people don't like to move on from change. So if you're a lanyard person, cool, that's awesome. I really don't think we needed that there. I would have loved to see that filled, and then it just creates a more smooth aesthetic through. But it is a very clean knife. You've only got the 2 pieces of hardware on the backspacer right here, and then you've only got the 2 pieces of hardware, the extra one for the titanium clip here. So it's, without that hole, would have been even cleaner and really nice. So I love what Miguron is doing, and this is just another example of the kind of game that they're bringing to that budget category there. Miguron has some really nice premium knives, but this coming in under $50, I mean, you're competing with some really nice Kaisers and Civivis and Wies and all those out there, and this is definitely worth talking about. Gets a really good mention because it is a fantastic knife, and probably the best front flipper in that category, in my opinion. So, yeah. I don't have much else to say. We said it would be kind of a short video. We're hitting 10 minutes here now, but thank you everybody for watching, and until next time, TTFN.